Right, hello, my name is Caroline McKay. I'm a senior here at Towson, and for the art history class, I did choose Susano no Miko, Killing the Eight-Headed Dragon, which is by Torii Kiyomasu II. So I'm just going to go through a little bit of an introduction as to what I'll be talking about, dive into the background, the artist's history, some information of the time period, give the, history behind the piece itself, and then we'll conclude with an analysis of the ukiyo-e print from an art history standpoint. So, in narrowing down my focus for or artwork for our final project, I ultimately decided on Susano no Mikoto Killing the Eight-Headed Dragon, which is a woodblock print created by Torii Kiyomasu II in 1748 during the Edo period in Japan. The mythology that a country holds within its history is closely and intricately linked with its culture, which is why it's important to study and analyze such artworks in order to better understand the source country's history and sentiments as a whole. So this piece, has very heavy Japanese mythology, and in order to analyze the piece, we'll be going through some of the mythology surrounding this artwork in order to better, understand and analyze and see what's going on here to tell that bigger picture. So, Torii Kiyomasu II was an ukiyo-e artist who hailed from the Torii school of ukiyo-e artists who specialized in the painting of posters and signboards, as well as the designing of playbills and actor prints for the Edo Kabuki stage. And Kabuki is a Japanese theater which blends song and dance with the art of mime to convey emotion. As you can see here, this is a picture of what will be a kabuki play or a session where the audience is able to enjoy the theater of kabuki. And you can see that they have, their faces painted, which is traditional of the art form here. And normally these theater shows, tell story within song, dance, and mime. So, sorry, I lost my place here. There was a seeming fascination surrounding kabuki during the Edo period, as well as musho-e or warrior prints. This ukiyo-e piece that I'll be going into could very well be considered a musho-e, as it depicts a valiant hero fighting in a militaristic or samurai-like way and overcoming evil. And I think it's just really fascinating how this piece has connection to this facet of Japanese culture and Japanese history, as the Torii school, in doing some research, was a prominent art school to provide flyers and whatnot for kabuki theater in like promotional flyers and whatnot. So a little bit more about the history behind this piece. So there are two texts that I'll be referring to. One is the Kojiki, which is, the earliest source of Japanese mythology, and the Nihon Shoki, which is an expansion of the Kojiki with a variety of stories in, relation to the Kojiki. Um, and the title of this art piece is very simplistic and easily explains the subject of the art piece itself. Susano is a powerful god within Japanese mythology known for his domain over storms and sea, and is closely associated with Amaterasu, the sun goddess, and I'm sorry, I'm butchering that, Okuninushi, both of whom are central to understanding the Japanese mythos. Most of what scholars know regarding Japanese gods and goddesses, um, stems from the oldest existing source of Japanese mythology called the Kojiki, which I, mentioned just earlier, which is where the origin story of Susano can be found. In addition, the Nihon Shoki expands on Susanoo's tales after expulsion, including the tale of the god slaying the eight-headed dragon, otherwise known as Yamata no Orochi. Susano was known to be somewhat of a troublemaker, which resulted in his exile from Takamagahara, the realm of the heavenly gods. Upon descending to Earth, Susano comes across an elderly man and woman who explain to him that a serpent has been devouring their daughters and is soon returning to devour their last remaining daughter. Susano agrees to kill Yamana no Orochi, but on the condition that he's allowed to marry the old man's daughter after his job is done. In the Nihon Shoki, it is said that to lure Yamana no Oshi, and this is a direct pull, one must distill some liquor, distill it 8 times over, put a fence around it. In that fence, make 8 gates. At each gate, make 8 platforms. On each platform, put a liquor vat, and into each vat, pour the fulled refined liquor, and then wait for the serpent to reveal itself. Sure enough, Yamatsu no Orochi revealed itself, drinking all the liquor and soon thereafter becoming intoxicated, giving Susano advantage or edge in the battle. In the woodblock print, we can see the Japanese god of storms and the sea, Susano, taking up arms to battle the eight-headed dragon, otherwise known as Yamata no Orochi in Japanese mythology. Just like in the Nihon Shoki, we can see the vats of liquor surrounding Yamata no Orochi was used to intoxicate and weaken the eight-headed dragon. Both Susano and the Yamata no Orochi are surrounded by tumultuous waves, which Susano has dominion over, according to the ancient texts. Visually, this can represent Yamata no Orochi being caught in Susano's power, helpless to defend itself. From a spatial analysis, we can see Susano towering over Yamata no Orochi and almost stepping on the dragon figure, representing not only the sheer difference in physical strength, but on a hierarchical level, Susano is a god or deity born from Izanagi and Izanami, which are the creation gods within Japanese mythology. Um, and I just found this piece really interesting. It's very deep in history, in mythology and Shintoism, and some other documents that I had looked at for this piece while doing research. I came across, which was interesting, was seeing how the Nihon Shiki was used during a period of Japanese history to somewhat enforce certain sentiments, state held beliefs, which I found was super interesting. I also found it incredibly interesting how um, this piece has ties to Kabuki and learning more about Kabuki through analyzing this piece. I've come to have a greater understanding of the history of not only ancient mythology, but also, it is a fascinating example of how the past or foundations of a people can still have an impact in later eras of history, and thus opening up new avenues for learning Japanese art and culture.